I'm gonna do a very short video. My skin is dying. I need to put on skincare. It's literally like screaming at me like, please feed me. My skin is so dry right now. I had made this like long, legitimately like 40-minute video, like talking about 6 months after my mom died. It's been 6 months since my mom died. And it was a mess of a video because I didn't think I was gonna cry as much as I did, and I cried a lot in that video. But I think it is important to talk about like what I've learned in the 6 months since my mom died. So I decided I'm gonna do it while I'm doing my skincare, so if I cry, I'm not crying off any of my makeup and I don't look like crazy. And also because my skin's like literally like, bitch, put something on your face. So we're gonna do it. I'm gonna start with my Fenty Fat Water, the tried and true. It has been 6 months since my mom died. And saying that sentence aloud makes me really emotional. Makes me want to cry. Because it's wild to me to think that she's just gone. She's gone, you know? The interesting thing about life is that it just keeps moving. And so sometimes you're so caught up with life moving that you forget for a little bit about things like that. And you know, sometimes when I'm really busy, I really try to stay as busy as I can these last few months, because when I first moved here, I was just depressed, man. Like, I was lonely, I was depressed, I missed my mom, and I was not in a good place for a long time. And then mid last month, mid-March, oh my god, it's May, just kidding. And then mid-March, I got busier and things started to change and I felt better. And I would say in my overall day-to-day life, I feel better, but it is still the hardest thing in the world to live with. I'm gonna do some eye cream now so I can cry that off. This is the Belif Moisturizing Eye Balm. I use this one because I got it half off and I love a good sale, and I also do like the brand Belif. Had a lot of guilt. I kind of still do. You know, when my mom was in her hospice bed and I was giving her end-of-life medicines, her morphine, her hyoscine, all of the things that were supposed to make her comfortable, when she would come to, I would promise her that I would talk to her every night before I went to bed. And I haven't done that because after she died, it just became really hard. And so I reserve like special moments when I'm feeling I'm in a good spot to talk to my mom. And most recently, I went to the church, her church, and there was this little memorial garden when I was a kid. After church, we always used to go over there and play. And I don't know what told me to drive over there. But I did, and I sat down and I was shaking because I was talking to my mom for the first time in like a month. And it was hard. And I was shaking so bad because when I get anxiety, I just shake. And then all of a sudden I just stopped shaking. And I feel like it's my mind playing tricks on me, but I hope it's not. But I like looked over to the other side of the bench and I saw my mom with her hand on my shoulder. I always intended to make this video being like, oh my god, things get so much better, like it's okay, you can get through it. And I think like, it doesn't. Like, I don't want to lie to anybody. Like, my mom dying is the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. And the thing is that when they die, it isn't just a one-day thing, it stays with you forever. I will say the day-to-day is easier to get through. But there are still moments when it just knocks you on your ass. It just really hits you. I was watching a movie with my roommate and they had a scene where like the mother had cancer and she had like no hair. And those are hard moments. There's also been a lot of beauty in like how close my family has gotten since my mom passed away. I always thought my mom was like the glue that held us together, and I'm finding that, you know, she wasn't just the thing holding us together. Like, I love my family so much. I would do anything for my family. And, you know, my mom's death has also had me come to the realization that I want a family of my own, which was a really hard thing to accept. For the longest time, I said I don't want to have kids. And, you know, for being brutally honest, like I am on here with you guys, I don't know if I'll ever be able to physically have my own kids. I have a lot of trauma in my body from exes, from past experiences, I'll call them. And, you know, because of that, I was like, well, I'm never gonna have kids then, it's fine. I always talked about fostering or adopting. I think deep down, I've always wanted a family of some sort. You know, when I was little, I remember talking about like, oh, I was gonna have 2 kids. And, you know, I was gonna, I guess I just realized how important family is to me. I never used to be that kind of person to think that, but like, oh man, the first time I'm going in with some kombucha facial essence from Fresh. This is the one before it was reformulated because it was on sale. That's the theme. I remember the first time I saw my dad smile on his own after my mom passed. And it was pretty recent. It was last month. He called me. He FaceTimed me and he was redoing my little brother's room, which was my old room. And you should have seen the smile on his face. He was so happy. And that just broke my heart and made me cry because I was so happy that he was finally feeling okay. Life is so hard, man. Life is so hard everywhere. And I was blessed for a long time to have my mom to be everything for me, to be like, to keep, I don't know, I was blessed for a long time to have my mom with me and in my life. And I used to do all these things with her. For Christmas, I would help her hide and wrap gifts for my little brother before he knew about Santa, and I'd help her with family things. And, you know, it's really strange to change my mind about wanting a family. It really is. Because a lot of people think or don't think it's like, I think it's because I've said for so long that I don't want one, that now that I say I do, it's like a mixture of people being like, I knew you were going to change your mind. And also like people not believing me. And the thing about like women who've told me I'll change my mind forever, I don't know if I would have if I had still had my mom. I don't know if I would have, you know, felt this gap that I have. I don't think I would have realized how fulfilled I am caring about people. So that's a interesting thing that came out of my mom dying, and 6 months in, me, you know, going to therapy religiously and dealing with that trauma. It doesn't ever get easier, I don't think, but you learn how to walk through the world anyway. You know, I asked a few people who had also lost their parents if it gets easier, and everyone said no. And when I first lost my mom, that was really hard for me to accept because it was so dark. But now I understand what they mean, and I don't know if I ever want it to get easier because, you know, I was watching an Andrew Garfield interview where he talked about his mom, and he talked about like grief, and it's just the unexpressed love. And so for that reason, I think I'm okay grieving forever because I have so much love for my mom that I did not get to express. And what a beautiful way of looking at grief. You know, that Marvel quote about like, what is grief if not love persevering? And then like the thinking about like, grief is all the unexpressed love. That's beautiful. And so I'm okay if it doesn't get easier. I'm okay if this is how I get to express my love for my mom now, you know? I think, you know, like there's no tips or tricks for dealing with grief of parents, especially. Not every parent has a great relationship with their kids, and I did not have a good relationship with my mom for a while. I'm just so lucky that for the last, like, you know, 10 years that we had together, that it was a great relationship. So, you know, I know parents and children have different relationships. I know a lot of kids don't have great relationships with their parents. And I honestly didn't have a good relationship with my dad until my mom passed away. My dad and I have not really seen eye to eye in a long time, politically, socially. You know, I'm very much a socialist, a democratic socialist, maybe just a whole ass socialist, and he's very much not. And I would expect things out of him that he wouldn't do, and I would get frustrated with him for not seeing the world the way I see it. And then my mom died. And my dad promised my mom, sorry. And then my dad promised my mom that we would fix our relationship. And she smiled. And so we did. I love my dad so much. You know, I know my mom is like the strongest person I've ever known. Truly, I don't know how she did it, how she's done it, how she continues to do it. But I look at my dad and I think he's just as strong as my mom, because I don't know how I would do what he's doing. And he's doing so much better. You know, I don't think I'd be in an okay place if I didn't have friends I was leaning on. I think the same goes for my dad, same goes for my brothers. I think there is beauty that comes out of loss, and that is the beauty of togetherness. And really feeling like the people that you have in your life are there for you. Like really solidifying friendships. And that's a beautiful thing that came out of it. To see everyone express the love for my mom coming out to her wake was overwhelming. There were so many people there. So, a little face spray. My friend got me this bottle for my birthday. It's like a jumbo size. I didn't know they sold this. This normally is $15 a bottle. I will buy a million jumbo sizes now that I know they make that. Why would I pay $15 when there's a jumbo size? I don't really have all the answers. And I hate that. I don't have an answer for when I won't talk about her and want to cry. I don't have the answers for any of that. I just know that I cherish the people in my life so much more. I mean, I always did. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I was so easily able to cut people off in my life. My aunt, my uncle, my other aunt, a lot of family members, to be honest. Even my dad at one point, I was considering cutting him off. And I think what grief has taught me is that, like, the people that show up for you are the important ones. I'm gonna use some of this Biossance Squalene and Vitamin C Rose Moisturizer. I just bought this. I got it sent to me, and then I bought a refill because I liked it so much. It was $60, and that hurt my soul. And I will fight for the people that have been there for me and fight for me. Life is really hard, and I will only cut people off if they really deserve it now. I'm happy that me and my dad were able to fix our relationship. He is everything to me. And I never used to be like a daddy's girl. Like when I was really young, I used to go to work with him. I would fix cars with him. Like I would do all these like tours and stuff with him. But I never thought I was like a daddy's girl. I didn't think I was a mommy's girl either. Honestly, my grandpa and me were the closest. It's just really nice that I am able to have a relationship with him, and it all came out of, you know, this, like something okay came out of losing. I think the hardest part still is my urge to text my mom when things are rough, when things are hard. The only person I want to talk to still is my mom. And I've drafted so many texts to her. And of course I don't send them. I maybe still have her phone number, but my dad has her phone and I don't want him to cry. I just miss talking to her. We used to stay up till like 4 a.m. random days, like twice a month, and just talk about things in life. And I think I miss that the most. I'm gonna use a quick Laneige lip mask because now my whole face is wet in one way or another. But my lips are screaming. Loss is really hard. Grief is really hard. I know it's like one of the guarantees in life, and that's really hard. But I think, you know, the new perspective I have on life is like, I don't know. I've been really concerned about like what I'm doing with my life. And I used to be so career focused. It must be a career. I have to be successful in my career. I have to make a legacy for myself. And I'm kind of like, fuck that. Like, that's some capitalist ideological bullshit. My mom was so happy with her life. She always said that she was so happy and she wasn't depressed and she was happy and she was fulfilled. And she just did what made her feel fulfilled, which was like take care of people. I'm very much like my mom. I've learned that too in the 6 months since my mom's. Yeah. And I no longer want to. I want to live kind of more like my mom. I don't want to put expectations on myself that are unrealistic or that make me feel bad. Like, I don't want my goals to make me feel bad about myself. So I'm trying to live more like her. I'm doing things that I just really like. And I'm trying not to live for anybody but myself, which is hard because I'm a people pleaser. And I hate to be like, I'm an empath, but I'm an empath, and I take a lot of things to heart, but it's hard. Yeah, no, I wanted to come on here and tell you how good I've been doing, but I sat down to film and I just started crying, so that's how I'm doing. I mean, like, overall, genuinely, overall, I'm doing way better than I thought I would ever do, and people tell me that they would not be where I am if they were in my shoes. And I guess, you know, my mom's strength lives with me because I don't know how the fuck I'm doing it. But I'm trying. I'm trying every day. My mom was very much like for social justice and progressiveness, and I'm definitely like embodying that and living with that. And she was just proud that I was just living an authentically me life, and that's what I'm just trying to do. So I'm trying to make her proud. But yeah, you know, I think the only advice I have for people is like, just take pictures, take videos, make memories, because like that's what sticks with you when everybody's gone. My mom was not a big picture taker, and I wish she was. But I will always cherish the pictures I have of her, and I'm grateful for the live picture setting because it's like little moments I've captured forever. So that sounds cheesy, but now I try to take a lot of pictures of the world around me. So hopefully when I am older, if I am lucky enough to live that long, I can have them for my family, and I can have them to share with my family. But yeah, nothing in life prepares you for grief. I think if you can get through it, there's really nothing that you can't get through. So yeah, thanks for letting me ramble. Damn, I really don't look good. Also, I'm wearing a Paramore sweatshirt because I'm going to see them at the end of the month. Thanks for watching. If you watched, if you want to reach out, if you ever need to reach out, I'm here. You can send me a message. You can DM me on Instagram. I'm always here to talk about loss or grief or be a shoulder to cry on for anyone in those situations, as many people have been for me. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in a happier next video.